Today I am flying British Airways in economy from New York JFK to London Heathrow. Join me on this 6-hour red-eye flight, during which I'll review BA's hard product, their service and the overall passenger experience. So how good are British Airways right now, and how do they stack up against the competition? Well, that's what I'm here to find out. Good afternoon from a New York City yellow cab. I am currently heading to JFK Airport, which is located in the borough of Queens, around 16 miles southeast of Midtown Manhattan. In case you're wondering, the taxi ride from Midtown to JFK takes about 45 minutes and costs $80. And here we are, welcome to JFK Terminal 8. Opened in 2007, Terminal 8 is where most oneworld airlines, including BA, American, Iberia and Qatar Airways are based. My flight today is BA 112, departing JFK at 7:30 p.m. and arriving in London at 6:25 a.m. UK time. Not knowing how bad the traffic would be, I arrived at the airport way too early. As such, I was one of the first passengers to check in and the queues were non-existent. Likewise, TSA was super quick. In total, the check-in and security procedures took no more than 20 minutes. Very satisfactory. I am now entering the main departure concourse of Terminal 8 and I have to say I really like this terminal. It is bright, airy and super spacious. Nothing feels overcrowded and there is enough seating for everybody. The Wi-Fi is great and there are plenty of shops and restaurants close to the gates. Much better than other terminals where the gates are miles away from the retail area. Looking at you, London Heathrow. As I still had a few hours before my flight, I went to get some fried chicken with rice and vegetables from a place called Meze. It was delicious and very filling. The sun started to go down and boarding time was approaching. Usually this is the moment to show you guys my plane, but unfortunately it is hiding right here at a spot where there is no window and no opportunity for me to get a shot. Apologies for that, but a picture will have to suffice. My ride to London today is a 27-year-old Boeing 777-200. BA has 40 of those and most of them, including mine, were retrofitted with modern cabins in the last 2 years. Alright then, time to get on board. This plane might be almost as old as me, but the cabin has been updated and now looks super modern. This 777 has 8 seats in first, 49 in Club World Business Class, 40 in Premium Economy and 138 in Economy. The coach section has a 343 configuration and the entire cabin stands out with its blue ambient lighting. The lighting is super sleek, but unfortunately it comes across very dark on camera. The seats aren't the widest, but they are very comfortable and the headrest offers a lot of support. The legroom is decent as well. There were pillows, blankets, universal power plugs and a USB port. BA also provides headphones. So far, so good. This retrofitted cabin certainly makes the plane look younger, but the real test will be the in-flight entertainment system, which I'll show you later.
Demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft, and your attention is essential as this may be different from any aircraft you've flown on before.
We left New York bang on time at 7:30 p.m. After departure, not much happened for a good 50 minutes. In this context, I have to mention that the service on this flight was a bit lackluster. The crew were very casual about everything and it felt like they were doing the bare minimum. Quite a stark contrast to the crew I had on American Airlines just a week before filming this on the same route. Be sure to check out that video as well. It took well over an hour before the actual service began. Not terrible, but not great either. What was great, however, were the 2 bottles of Chilean wine that I got before the main meal. These came with some pretzels and were supposed to be a pre-dinner snack. I like it when airlines do this, but on this BA flight, it took another 45 minutes before the main meal came. As such, we were already 2 hours into this 6-hour red-eye flight, reducing the amount of potential sleep anybody can get. The food itself, on the other hand, was great. I went for the chicken that was served with rice and beans. It was delicious and came with a lovely bowl of quinoa. I am not a fan of chocolate, which is why I didn't eat the mousse au chocolat. There was also a bread roll, some butter and some crackers. So yeah, a very decent economy meal. Unfortunately, we have to talk about the service again. After finishing the meal, it took the crew another half an hour to clean the tables. The timing wouldn't have mattered much if this was a day flight, but on this particular journey, it made a negative difference. We were almost halfway across the Atlantic before anyone could even think about getting some sleep. Not ideal. As I wasn't able to doze off, I decided to check out the in-flight entertainment system. BA retrofitted these old planes with their state-of-the-art high-life entertainment system. Unfortunately, my touchscreen didn't work, so I had to use the old-school controller, which did work but wasn't very responsive. The screens might be small, but the entertainment system is very impressive. It's similar to what American offers, allowing you to choose between hundreds of movies and TV shows. Apart from that, the entertainment system comes with all the usual bells and whistles, such as moving maps and games. Overall, a top-notch system. As I wasn't getting any sleep on this flight, I decided to watch The Godfather Part 2, one of my favorite movies of all time. I also went to check out the loo, which wasn't the cleanest. You can really see the age of the plane here. A few sleepless hours later, we were in Irish airspace and approaching London. The crew served a cheese empanada and some coffee. This was perfectly acceptable for an economy breakfast, but unfortunately, we only had 5 minutes before final approach. Again, the inefficiency of the service made a negative difference. We landed in London at 5:55 AM, half an hour ahead of schedule. That is fantastic punctuality, but here comes the big twist. There was no gate available at Heathrow Terminal 5. We ended up taxiing around for about half an hour before finally reaching our parking position. This is not the first time I've had this problem at Heathrow, which is why I generally avoid this airport. And because this is the main transit hub for BA, it is part of the experience. Anyways, I then had to catch another flight and change terminals, which took almost an hour. I wasn't in a big rush, but keep in mind that short layovers at Heathrow are not a good idea. As we are on the bus between Terminal 5 and Terminal 3, it's time to reveal the price. I paid €450 for this journey, which included another BA flight from London to Brussels. Not an outrageous price, but not great value for money either. I paid €150 less for a very similar route on American just a week before filming this. As such, British Airways gets a 5.5 out of 10. They weren't terrible, but very average, and there is a lot of room for improvement, especially when it comes to the service. The product is fine and the food was good, but the overall economy experience isn't all that great. Probably because New York to London is a very premium focused route. If you're flying economy, you can find better alternatives. And that's why I would recommend American, Delta and KLM if you're flying from the US to Europe. And that's it for today. Do you agree with my rather disappointing assessment? Please share your stories in the comments down below. As always, thanks very much for watching and see you again next time. Goodbye.